Hi, I'm Dawn. I'm the co-founder of Specialties Cafe and Bakery. Today I'm going to show you how to make my cookies in your home. Follow me. Welcome to my kitchen. We're in the kitchen of the Specialties Cafe and Bakery, where the culinary brainstorming makes it from my head into the mixer and then into the box so that you can make our cookies in your kitchen whenever you'd like. I'm going to start by showing you some of the ingredients that you're going to need to make our cookies. Everything from us is included in the kit. We've got guitar chocolates, which are a special chocolate that we use to make our cookies, and all the ingredients that we use, all the dry ingredients, come in this bag. What you're going to need to add is your vanilla extract, or if you've got a favorite flavoring that you'd rather have, orange, or if you'd like to use instant coffee granules, I'm going to show you how to add those in addition to or in a substitution for the vanilla extract, so that you can take our cookies and pump them up a notch and add a little personality to them. The next thing you're going to need is butter. Now this looks like a lot of butter in this bowl, but we're making a lot of cookies with our mix. The butter needs to be room temperature so that it mixes into the batter better. One thing you're going to notice that's different about our recipe is that we don't emulsify, we don't cream our butter and our sugar first. That's because our cookies are thick and chewy and they're not supposed to spread. And when you mix the butter and the sugar first, you're incorporating air, and air turns to steam when you're baking and it spreads the cookies. And that's not a quality that we want in our cookies, so we don't do that. The other thing you're going to need is 2 eggs. 2 large eggs is pretty standard. Doesn't matter whether they're brown or blue or white, just two large eggs. I'm going to start by popping these out, and you're going to notice that the recipe is on the bottom of the box. So you can turn that over, read through the recipe. You probably already did that if you've gotten your ingredients together. Then you're going to notice the bags. The light brown bag is the chocolate, and the dark brown bag is the cookie mix. The bags are made from a double ply paper bag, and there's a piece of plastic in there to keep it fresh. So actually, they've got about a 1.5 year shelf life. Chocolate has the same, assuming that it's kept at room temperature. So you're not going to be able to tear this open. You need to use a pair of kitchen shears to open the bags. There you go. And again, as I mentioned, we don't emulsify the sugar and the butter first. So we're going to start, just like the recipe says, we're going to start by dumping the flour mixture into a stand mixer. Now, while you would be able to make it with a hand mixer or even by hand would be a workout for you. You could burn off some of those calories before you ate the cookies. The very best way is to use a stand mixer. It's more powerful and allows you to be hands-off as well. I'm going to fit that with my paddle. And I'm going to turn that on a slow stir just to mix the ingredients up. Sometimes they compact when they've been sitting in the box. So I don't want any lumps. I just want to get that mixed up a little bit. There we go. And then, just like the recipe says, it says add the butter, add the eggs, and add the vanilla, all in one step. Turn that on slow stir and slowly raise that bowl back up. When you get the ingredients mixed up enough, they'll all kind of stick together. You'll notice the butter starts to break down into smaller pieces. And it's about that point where you don't have a lot of flour in the bowl that you can increase the speed without all the flour jumping out and making a big mess in your kitchen. You want to have enough velocity on your paddle so that it throws the ingredients back off and it doesn't bind up in the middle. About a speed 4 on a stand mixer should do it. You want that to mix long enough so that, I'm gonna show you this. You want that to mix long enough so that all the chunks of butter are completely mixed in. No flour remains in the bottom of the bowl. And that the mix is smooth. Now this is going to catch you off guard because when you make cookies at home the normal way, you've got a lot more fluffiness, you've got a lot more airiness, and you're going to not suspect that the dough is going to be so thick. But that's one of the qualities that makes our cookies so thick and chewy when they're done. I'm going to pop this back on. Make sure you push that down there. And then I'm going to show you, it's at this point that if you wanted to add, say, an orange, do a l'orange chocolate, you would add orange zest, making sure not to grate the pith, but just to grate the zest. I've got some all done up here. I used one of these. It's a little plainer. It works so well. It just gets, it just gets the slightest little bit off. And it's not hard at all, it's so fine that it's really easy to just isolate the zest. This would be the point that you would add something like cherries, a nice cherry and chocolate chip. You'd also add instant coffee if you wanted to make a mocha chip. Nuts would be the perfect place to add here. Wouldn't want to add any more than about a cup of extras to our mix. Otherwise the cookies just get too thick. So I'm just going to add these. The chips that you'll notice are square. They're more like chunks, and they're random size. Some of them are, can you see that? There's a big one, there's a little one. So we've got some random sizing in there. Larger than you might expect, but they're all going to get chunked up in the mixer anyway. There is more chocolate in this bag than we use when we make our cookies in the store. So there's like a piece or two for you. Slowly raise the bowl up. Again, it's kind of mixed up enough so that none of the pieces are going to jump out. Now I'm going to increase the speed. You increase the speed high enough so that as the mix builds up in that paddle, you want to be able to throw it off. That centrifugal force that it builds up is key to incorporating all those chunky pieces of chocolate into the dough. And let's see, with that, we're done. See how quick that was? The bottom, there's no chocolate left in the bottom, and it's pretty evenly mixed.